is that one of the most pleasing aspects of this game? You know, Booker goes out, and you guys continue to keep your foot on the pedal, so to speak.
Yeah, that was good. I guess that was the best part. You know, I was excited before the game, and we had so much fun. So it really felt like where we belong. You know, we had much fun as a team, and I think we passed the ball a lot.
Victor, last year Spurs were playing the Suns. Obviously, it was right after you got diagnosed with blood clot. Just how have you changed since that diagnosis, and how have you seen the team change? And how's that like diagnosis just kind of like helped you grow as a person and a player?
I think there's been much change, much obvious change in 1 year, both from an individual and a team standpoint. I mean, as a team, obviously we got more expectations. We're more ready, you know. We're fighting for something. Every game is going to be meaningful from now. And personally, I think there's no better experience to grow, you know. That's when you're back against the wall. And in my opinion, looking back 365 days ago, you know, it's like I did everything I could have to get better. Like I have no regrets, you know. I feel good about where we are as a team, feel good where I am as a player, because there's still so much more room to grow. But it was a interesting year, very tough, but very much worth it.
Victor, you and Anthony Edwards are being credited for single-handedly saving the All-Star game with the effort that you put out. Where does that drive come from? Because that game has long been like just a glorified exhibition, but it was very competitive, and you guys were the reason.
Where it comes from, I think it comes from honesty towards myself, honesty towards the game. That's the game I love. I think I try not to take it for granted. And I mean, I'm on that court. I'm trying to win, you know. So I guess my younger self, you know, when I was a kid, if he saw myself playing soft, you know, any game, he wouldn't be proud. So I'm trying to strive for the younger Vic.
Victor, a lot of people talking about this team say, you know, they're really great, but they haven't been through, you know, a playoff run and disappointment there yet. Do you think that the stuff that you guys have been through as a group sort of off the court in the last year has helped you grow, maybe in substitution for that?
I think there's no way to know, and I think it's useless to linger on these thoughts either. I mean, we will see at the end of the year, but we're doing everything we can to get better in that time. But in my opinion, nothing replaces playoff experience. So we will see.
5 blocks tonight. Can you get better as a shot blocker? Is there a higher ceiling that you can go to? And how much does anticipation and timing factor into it?
I can for sure get better. I mean, I think I've been getting better, even though the numbers don't show it, because players avoid the block to be clearly. So it's getting harder to block shots. But of course, I can get better. I think my athleticism, I'm nowhere near my peak, so that will get better. And also, just consistency. You know, staying focused through every quarter, but also every game of the season. You know, and keeping having that drive to block shots.
Victor, tonight you showed a lot of love to the Austin culture. You wore the Longhorns colorway and you threw up the horns gesture. What was your impression of the Austin crowd in particular tonight, and what relationship would you like to have with Austin fans in the future?
I mean, I think Austin's super cool. For me, it's like San Antonio, they're my people, but Austin, they're my people as well. You know, obviously they welcome us very well, and they show much love. So for me, it's the same, you know, same area. Of course, I'm going to show love.
Vic, not to dwell too much on the 1-year anniversary of last year, but it seems like heading into the break last year, you were talking about how tired you felt. I don't know if that had to do with the diagnosis, but I'm curious what the difference is this year? Do you feel more energy going into the second part of the season than you did last year?
So I mean, yeah, I feel less and less tired as the years go on, but last year I felt more tired than 2 years ago. You know, I mean, I remember the All-Star game last year was the worst I had ever felt on a basketball court in my life because because I had 5% maybe of blood flow in my right arm, so that explains a lot. And this year, obviously, I'm feeling much better, but honestly, I think it doesn't really compare to last year. I think my diagnosis explained a lot of the way I was feeling back then.
Like the game in Boston, which was right before the break, I think is when you mentioned how tired you felt. That was
Yeah.
because of the blood clot.
I think it played a part. Not 100%, of course, but I mean, I was 21, you know, and still still learning, still growing my conditioning. So it doesn't explain everything, but I think it explains a lot. I was feeling very, very bad the few weeks before I had the diagnosis.
Was that horns up planned, or is it something just in the moment?
No, just hit in the moment, you know. I saw Luke doing it, felt like doing it.
You guys have talked all year about defense being a calling card. You know, it seems like something else that's been again and again has been the production from all across the roster. You know, not just you or Fox. Do you feel like games like tonight, where you know obviously the offense was clicking, have started to come easier for you guys as time has gone on?
I think it's not easy. It's never easy. Even playing against whoever in the league is never easy. I think the numbers show some good stuff. They had 49 points in the first half, and 45 in the second. So that's good. That's what we need to aim for. But even when it looks easy, it's not really easy. It's still very demanding.
Like, so much of the conversation with the anniversary is about like the physical side, but how did that moment teach you to value like the mentality and the emotional side of basketball, and how much of that do you think we see in your game today?
I think you see a lot. As I was saying before, there's no better way to push you than when you're back against the wall. So, as I said, I'm not trying to take the game for granted, and because I've seen that it can end very quickly.
Victor, how much is it a benefit to having these 2 games in Austin, especially in this rodeo road trip?
Oh, it's great. It's great to be close to home. It's great to have our fans here. It's a nice little extension of the break, you know, because we know we're going to be out of there for the next weeks.
Any more in English? Take a couple in French. You don't need it?
Microphone? I don't know. In
Yeah.
French? Yeah, okay. Victor, comment tu vois ton utilisation et ton temps de jeu évoluer sur la fin de la saison? Tu l'as dit, tu es en grande forme, en tout cas ça se voit. Et surtout à l'approche des playoffs. En fait, est-ce qu'il y a un monde où tu continues à monter en puissance? On sait qu'en playoffs, c'est important des fois de vraiment se reposer sur ses titulaires. Est-ce qu'il y a un monde dans lequel tu as 35 minutes et plus à la fin de la saison et du coup en playoff?
La vérité, c'est que je sais pas. Je pense que je devrais beaucoup me fier à l'expérience du staff médical et sportif. Dans les semaines à venir, je sais qu'on a 16 matchs en mars, donc c'est plus d'un jour sur 2, c'est assez fou. On verra. Comme je disais plus tôt, tous les matchs, ils ont beaucoup de sens à partir de maintenant. Ils sont tous très importants. Donc je pense pas que je vais me reposer, mais je pense que ça sera différent des années précédentes, ouais, c'est sûr.
On a l'impression, quand on vous regarde jouer, qu'il n'y a pas beaucoup d'équipes qui peuvent vous battre sur une série de playoffs au meilleur des 7. Est-ce que tu joues le titre de cette année?
Bien sûr qu'on joue le titre. L'histoire dit que c'est quasi tout le temps les premiers et deuxièmes de saison régulière qui gagnent le titre. Donc on est clairement concurrent. On est clairement dans la course au titre. Mais comme je disais plus tôt, il n'y a rien qui remplace l'expérience des playoffs. On attend de voir comment... En fait, on est curieux d'apprendre et curieux de savoir comment ça va se passer. Mais ce qui est sûr, c'est qu'on fait le maximum pour être prêt fin avril.
Juste sur l'expérience, pour revenir là-dessus, parce que tu as quand même des jeunes, les gens disent que tu n'as pas d'expérience, mais est-ce que tout ce que tu as appris...
Ça peut être un atout.
Ouais, non, en plus, en finale olympique, déjà, en France aussi, tu as joué des finales. Enfin, est-ce que tu n'as pas déjà aussi beaucoup d'expérience, mine de rien?
ce qui est sûr, c'est que j'ai pas zéro expérience. Mais je suis pas sûr que le public américain non plus considère ça comme de l'expérience ou même la NBA. Mais je sais que voilà, j'aime les matchs à enjeu. C'est ce pourquoi on bosse toute la saison en fait. Et quand on fait 82 matchs et qu'on n'est pas en playoff, ça a un peu de sens. Et donc je souligne, c'est aussi une année ça fait du bien de gagner et c'est une année qui a beaucoup de sens en fait parce que ces 2 dernières années, ça a manqué les matchs à enjeu.